Many Memphians may find getting access to government services challenging, all that red tape. Now one local state lawmaker wants to help connect the people that she represents to those agencies. To learn more about these efforts and how you can plug in, Tennessee House Minority Leader Karen Camper is joining us here on the Red Couch. Welcome to Live at 9.
Hey, Katya, good to be here.
Cover girl. Cover girl. I know. I had to.
Thank you.
Okay, so Leader Camper, you released a statement to the media about this announcement for that we mentioned, the supercomputer factory that's coming.
Yeah.
Just what are your thoughts on this?
Well, actually, I think that, and I'm going to give kudos to Mayor Young, who have seen Memphis as this potential tech hub with all the great things that we have going on. So I was excited to hear that. And, you know, I've been talking for years now about how things that are happening in Memphis and West Tennessee is going to be transformed. And I think this is going to be part of the transformation in moving Memphis and West Tennessee forward. So I'm excited about it.
Yeah, it's real. I just can't wait to see how it's going to look, you know? Okay, so we just mentioned also today is D-Day and a Tennessee bill passed. Can you just brief us on that a little? Oh,
the bill that Representative oh my goodness, Clemens. Yeah, Representative Clemens passed, just pretty much designating today as D-Day, honoring, you know, the veterans, honoring our commitment to what we were doing at that time. And so it's a way of acknowledging and honoring, you know, what happened on D-Day.
Yeah, so I know it's something that we all support, right? So as a military veteran yourself, had to bring that up, of course.
That's fine.
Why is it important to recognize people who serve?
Well, one thing is people who do serve, not only are they making sacrifices for this country, their families are too. And oftentimes the families are not thought about in terms of the sacrifice they make and their family being away, their family being put in harm, in danger, and the impact that have on them when they come back home. And so the family has been that stay. So in honoring veterans who've served, it's another way of honoring the family and letting the family know we care about you too. We care about you, you know, allow your husband, your wife, or your child to serve this country. And I think we should never forget that. And I think the families don't want us to forget that. And that's why we want to keep that alive and keep it going so from generations on, people will know the commitment that people made to this country.
Yes. And so, okay, we're here to talk about your event. You want to bridge the gap, you know, just that access to these essential services. Can you talk about the inspiration and what we can expect?
So the inspiration happened actually last year. I did one December the 9th last year. I didn't want to do this traditional kind of town hall. I wanted people to understand what their government do for them. We pay taxes all the time on every single thing that we purchase, we buy, wherever we go, but we don't have a real understanding of what those tax dollars are paying for in terms of services provided back to us. And I get calls all the time about connect me with this, connect me with this, connect me with that. So I wanted to bring those services here so that the people can have a direct link to their government. And not just the legislative arm, but also the executive arm of all the things and all the services that the state provides to our citizens.
Can you explain how this will look for someone who didn't make it last year?
Okay, yeah. So right now we have about 25 agencies. So we're talking Department of Labor, Department of Transportation, financial institutions, revenue, every single agency, DCS, you know, DHS, they will come, they will either bring their vehicles, some of them have big, you know, big TBI be here, they bring their lab, they bring their truck, or they're gonna come and send people where they can have access to their data, or if you have a child in DCS, or if you need DHS services, TANF, anything, they will be here on the ground, ready to answer any questions, service you, and whatever you need. The other thing is this. People often ask, how do I get grants from the state? What grants are available? How can I tap into that? How do I tap into resources from economic community development or TV and film. How do I do that? So all of the agencies will be here. You'll have people set up, answering those questions, providing information on how you can just access and learn more about your government.
Before you leave, just one more question. Since public safety is top of mind, I'm not sure if you saw where Senator Brent Taylor wants to bring a New York consultant in to, consult about this. What are your thoughts on that and how we address public safety?
I think, and I've said this before, we have a new mayor now that have committed to bringing every element of the criminal justice system together, and he's done that. And out of that task force, he wants to bring forth a recommendation to not only all of the people that are involved in it, but to the state or whichever element it takes to get this done. I think we need to let that happen. I think that bringing an outsider in right now could put these unnecessary pressures on people when you have the DOJ here already. We haven't seen the results of that and what intel that's going to give us in making decisions. So I think we need to put that at bay, allow the mayor to put his plan and strategy together, allow the DOJ to finish its investigation and come back and give us some recommendations. And I think with what the Crime Commission does in terms of the things that it recommends, we need to be looking at all of that here locally with the new administration we have before we move forward with any outside intervention.
Okay, thank you for your service on a double front, military and also with the states. CoverGirl, Representative Karen Cambria.
Thank you.